mom came into the room and she's like, look at my phone. And then I couldn't see it, so I had to look at mine. I'm like, oh.
I can't bet against Tom Brady. I have the Bucks winning 31-27 and Tom Brady going to his 10th championship.
Yeah, and I really think the Clippers' chance to win the championship was last year. And they were up 3-1 against the Denver Nuggets.
Chris Paul is one of the most underrated players of all time. He's been the best player wherever he goes, and that includes with the Rockets.
You said you can't bet against Tom Brady, and as a Cowboys fan and what I just did last weekend, I am not going to bet against Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl. I mean, that's all I can really say. There's two of the top 5 players in the league, and they are very, very good.
Hello, I'm Taylor Hearn, and you listen to The Outsiders' Opinions with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our NFL Opinions of the Week. We're doing this again. We're going to talk about draft steals. And to start off is the steal of our podcast, Austin.
Wow, Kevin, I appreciate the notion. I hope some of these players are taken by the Packers. I really hope so.
I hope some are taken by the Cowboys. So it's always a good thing when we want these guys drafted for our team. I've had a couple guys that I've been high on and that have gone to the Cowboys, and it's worked. And I've also had guys I want the Cowboys to draft, and it did not work. I think you're muted.
Yep, my sister called me, so I ended it to do that.
All good, no worries.
Or I muted myself to do that, so just tell me when to start.
You can start now.
So, do you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
I'll let you go first.
Okay. Well, let's start with a guy that's obvious for me, someone that I have been high on in the draft projections, someone that I truly believe is really, really good, and that's Hendon Hooker. I think he will be a steal no matter where he goes, and I wouldn't be surprised if he goes quickly in the second round.
Yeah, I was expecting you'd say Hendon Hooker. He almost made my list, but I feel it'll be a good pickup, but I'm not sure. Steal, to me, this guy's probably going to be one of the first picks, is Joey Porter Jr. This guy I had going very high in the first round. I think he's going to be a nice steal for whoever can get him.
Yeah, Joey Porter Jr. is also on my list, so I can just get out of the way now.
Cool. And then another one for me is Keanu Benton, the guy from Wisconsin. I've heard good things, so I think he'll be a nice disruptive defensive tackle.
Okay. I'll go Brian Branch. He's the most versatility. I mentioned this multiple times. I won't go into it. If you want a better explanation, go watch our draft review video. But he is a great player in the secondary, and he can play corner, safety, nickelback, and so much more.
Yeah, that's a good one. The other one I have is Michael Mayer. I think he's a really good tight end, so I think if you can snag him in the second round, that'd be a good pick. And these are also guys that can go later, but I think a lot of these guys I had in the first round, they're in the second round, so I think that's a big steal.
Yeah, definitely.
So yours?
Michael Mayer, easy pick. He's the best tight end in the class, in my opinion, and he will be a game changer no matter where he goes.
All right. I'll say Darnell Washington's mine. I think it would have been. He's a project. I think it's very difficult because he's strong. He's a massive dude. He's really fast, but he wasn't really used to catch the ball much. But it's Georgia, where they also had Brock Bowers. So depending on if he goes in the second round or even later, could increase his steal tier.
He's just a risky pick for me, so I didn't end up going with him. My next guy off the board is Dorian Thompson-Robinson. He's a QB that went to UCLA. He played well in big games. I think he has a lot of upside. I know he's a little bit older. I believe he's 23, but he has a lot of upside. Now he's not the biggest frame. He's 6'1". He's not really imposing, but he has a rocket arm. He tied the record that Josh Allen set at the draft for the strongest arm, 62 miles an hour. I know, like, Patrick Mahomes is throwing harder now, but at the combine, he tied the record that was set by Josh Allen.
Oh wow, yeah. I don't really have any quarterbacks on my list. I have a linebacker, Henry Toto, from Alabama. I did this on Bama, and I think he's used to the defense. So I think if he's later, like a day 3 pick, he could be solid as just a traditional linebacker.
I also have a guy that went to Bama, but his last year he went to Arkansas. Drew Sanders, great inside linebacker. He was a difference maker and the only true great player on that defense. There was a lot of struggling that happened with Arkansas last year with their defense, and there was a lot of worries. But whenever something was going to him, I believed in him, and I think he's a great inside linebacker.
All right, that's a good one. Another here's some linemen. Steve Avila, I think he will be a solid guard. I know it's listed as center too, but I think a solid lineman that someone can pick up that really needs O-line help.
Yeah, I didn't want to have too many TCU guys. I do have two. We're about to hear my first one, Kendre Miller. This is a type of running back that I believe you take in the 3rd round and becomes a Pro Bowler in his first season. He could be the Breece Hall. Name him. He could be that guy. He will be a later round pick, but he was very good for a great TCU team last year. And he was a little bit banged up, didn't get to play in the national championship game, but when fully healthy, Kendre Miller is really, really good.
Yeah, he is also on my list. He was another TCU guy I had. So, yeah, I agree. I think he's a nice guy that you don't have to draft a running back in the 1st round. You can find him later in the draft.
Yeah, my next player, and this is a player that is completely underrated because he plays at Nebraska and not much happens at Nebraska, but Trey Palmer, wide receiver. He ran a 4.33, 4th fastest at the draft. He's a good route runner. He's athletic. If he went to a better Big Ten school like Michigan, Michigan State, Iowa, Ohio State, he would be a 2nd round pick, but he will fall most likely to the 4th round, 5th round. And if you can get Trey Palmer in the 4th or 5th round, do it. He is very, very skilled. If you could just teach him some great route running and to get a little bit better with his hands, he could be amazing. But he's mainly underrated, not because of skill reasons, but because he went to Nebraska.
This is a guy who I would draft in the later rounds, Kalai Ringo. He's a cornerback for Georgia, part of a really good Georgia defense, and I think he will serve as a nice corner and could develop into more.
Yeah, that's a good one. I also went corner. Travius Hodges-Tomlinson. He's going to be a 6th round pick, 7th round pick, maybe not make it in the draft, even though he was the best corner in college football last year with TCU. Absolute shutdown. They worry about his height. He's 5'8". Okay. I believe that any team that gives him a chance, he will have a chip on his shoulder. He has an NFL mentor in his uncle, LaDainian Tomlinson. So he has a lot of what can be great attributes, and I think if you get him in the 6th or 7th round, you're getting an absolute steal.
That's good. This is my guy. KJ Henry's a nice defensive end from Clemson. I think there are some good defensive ends that come from Clemson. So I think drafting this guy in the later rounds could really work.
Yeah, and this is my last guy. I believe that you're about to get to your last as well.
Yes.
So my last guy, this is a guy that not until like an hour ago got cleared to play in the NFL. And that's because he goes to Army. Andre Carter II. He has all the skills to be a 1st round pick. But they didn't know if he was going to be able to play after this season at Army. But apparently President Biden gave him the good to go and that he can do it after the draft. There's literally a news article that's 57 minutes ago saying that he can play, and I think he will be a steal if he falls to the 6th or 7th round because he has all the intangibles to be really good. He's a great outside linebacker.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we're on my last pick, and I'm glad you didn't say this guy's name. It's a running back, and I think he's probably drafted highest 4th round. It's Deuce Vaughn. I know he's very tiny, and that's why he's going to fall. But to me, he just has that energy that you want in a running back. He's got that shiftiness, and he was really electric for Kansas State last year.
Yeah, yeah. He has the potential to be like an Austin Eckler, a shorter running back that has a lot of reception ability. But
And or yeah,
you go.
and
You
you
go.
know another short running back that went to K State. I'll make sure he's short. Yeah,
Short meaning, well, I mean, Austin
this
Eckler is
guy's
5'5".
this guy's 5'6".
Wow. Tell me.
Darren Sproles.
Oh, I should have gotten that one. But I mean, Eckler is 5'10" short for a running back. I say 5'10" is short for a running back.
Well, I think so, but I thought Deuce Vaughn was gonna be 5'10". He's actually 5'5".
Yeah, I know how. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, dang, but I still believe in him, and I think it'll be good. I hope the Cowboys draft him. It'd be good. And then yeah, there are some quiet guys that come from K State. That's why I think he's gonna fall. Another them, one of them being Tyler Lockett and a Packer great wide receiver. Can you name him?
They went to K State.
Yeah,
A pack. Is he recent?
yeah, I would say he's recent. He retired a few years ago.
Jordy Nelson.
Yep.
Yeah, thought so. I want to do one more thing before we finish up. Pick one of these guys for next year. I'd say do one of your guys that you think will be in the 5th round or later. So fourth round or later. I'll just say 4th round or later to bet your money on for the future.
Virtual money, correct?
Yes.
Sweet. It's the guy I'm talking about, Deuce Vaughn.
So if you want to bet 3 or 4 years down the line, Deuce Vaughn's the one you believe in the most.
Yeah, if we're going 4th round or later, yes.
Okay, I'll go Trey Palmer. I'll go Nebraska wide receiver. I think
All
Trey
right.
Palmer's going to become very, very good.
All right, we'll revisit it then, and we'll check out next year to see. Yeah, that's all we got. Thank you for listening, and we appreciate you. Make sure to check out all our other socials: OO_podcast20 on Instagram, OO_podcast on Twitter. That's all we got. Thank you for listening to Outsiders Opinions.